trachea and the lungs. So here is a big picture showing you lots of stuff. So what's this? That's the trachea. What's this?
Esophagus?
That's the esophagus. Okay. What can you see on this? Well, this is the epithelial layer. It's tough to see there, but what kind of epithelium is it?
Simple. Oh, no.
Pseudostratified ciliated columnar epithelium with goblet cells, right? Well, I'll give you a better picture of that in a second. This area right below it, very thin, would be where the lamina propria is, and then you get into the submucosa area. That's where you're going to find the seromucous glands. I'm not really seeing a lot, to be honest with you. This kind of reminds me of your guys' slide where there weren't a lot of glands in there, but anyway, whatever. What's this here? That's the hyaline cartilage that's coming around, okay? And it's continuous except where you get back to the posterior edge. And there you have this guy. What's that? That's the trachealis muscle that's coming across, okay? So just this little pink thing that's running across here, that's the trachealis muscle. Let me go to another picture. I got a couple pictures of the trachea. This is a super close up, and I think someone like added this yellow color later on just to highlight something. Anyway, you can see up here. Here's your epithelial layer, and it's a pseudostratified ciliated columnar epithelium with goblet cells. Everywhere you see one of those spaces, that's going to be like some goblet. They're not really spaces, but they're cells that are filled up with mucus. So those are actually the goblet cells that you're seeing around there. I don't know if you can see it from where you're sitting, but you can actually see the little cilia on top of the cells up there, and that are lining the surface. Then as you get below the epithelial layer, this thin area that's right in here, that's the lamina propria. This area represents the submucosa, and all of these little circles that you see in here, those are clusters of glands. That's where you find the seromucous glands. Okay? All those things that look like little donuts or little circles, that's the seromucous glands. Then you get into the hyaline cartilage. Okay? And then out here, it's not really shown, would be like your connective tissue layer that has like adventitia. I don't know, is that something you had to know? No, that's not even anything you had to worry about. Let me show you another picture. Here's another picture of the trachea. It never gets old. So again, you see some whitish spaces. Those are going to be goblet cells. You can see the little cilia on top, the lamina propria just below it, the submucosa. These guys all represent glands that are inside the submucosa. Then you got your big piece of hyaline cartilage that's running across there. What else do we have? Oh, still more. Here's a super duper close up of the epithelium. You can really see the little cilia well on on that level of close up. So there's the epithelium. There looks like some goblet cells there. Maybe another one like here. It's kind of tough to tell. This all would be part of the lamina propria. Still can't get enough. All right, so one more. I think this is the last trachea one. This one has a lot of glands. That's the only reason why I brought this up. All these little things are clusters of what are called seromucous glands. Here they're calling them mixed glands, but seromucous is probably a better name for them. All right. And then last, this is what the lung slide looks like. All right. All of these smaller pockets that you're seeing up here, that's all you really, I could show you this slide and say, where did this come from? And you should say lung. Or I could point to any of these smaller things and say, what are these? And you should say alveoli. You don't have to know all the other parts. Like, for example, this would be, like, these would be alveolar ducts that are coming down here. And something like this would probably be an alveolar sac. But you don't have to worry about all that stuff. All right. That's all I want to say about